Episode 753. Wei Chen had already scouted that spot long ago. Looking at it now, it was no different from before.
Their tactic is ruthless. It's a rotating shift. We're not just facing these 80 in front of us. Reinforcements will keep pouring in.
Wei Chen and Ye Shu discussed the situation.
Every shift change, it's always a full squad coming through.
Yeah, it was the same last time I checked, and it's still like that now.
Hey, so why don't we go ambush this group?
I thought about it, but the main road from the city is wide open. No way to set an ambush. We'd spot each other from miles off.
Ye Shu thought about the terrain they'd just crossed, and it was true. He asked another question.
And inside the main city?
This level 65 main city has quite a crowd. With so many eyes and ears around, we wouldn't dare go back there anytime soon.
Wei Chen spoke with deep feeling. The last time their team went to a city to repair gear, another guild had somehow surrounded them without warning and wiped them out. That miserable defeat was still fresh in his mind.
We have no choice but to force our way through these 80.
I think so.
Then let's charge.
I was already going to charge. You're the one who kept yapping.
Let's break through from the 6 o'clock direction.
Why from the 6 o'clock direction? Burst through from 12 o'clock. Once you carve out an opening, log in and head straight for the deep marsh. Just put some distance between you and them. With your skills, you can shake these losers off, right?
Bro, my character's only level 54, can't even use insect repellent. Heading deeper into the swamp would be more trouble than it's worth. I'll just bolt down the main road.
Oh, right, forgot about that.
Wei Chen was stunned. It wasn't that he lacked experience. It was that no one in the heavenly domain had seen a level 54 character in 3 years. Players here simply never thought from that angle.
Let's charge.
Wei Chen adjusted their positioning with the team, ready to begin.
Don't rush me. I'm just going to stir up a little trouble first.
Ye Shu was using Chasing Haze, a launcher, the most flashy ranged attacker in Glory. Even facing 80 players, she dared to provoke them.
Hurry it up.
Wei Chen said impatiently. The moment his words fell, Chasing Haze had already tossed out a lighter. The lighter flew low and flat, but in the murky gloom of Venom Fang Marsh, that single flicker of flame was still enough to draw attention. There was simply no hiding it.
Who goes there?
Among the players lying in wait, someone was drawn by the flickering light and quickly turned their attention toward it. But Ye Shu's low-frequency throws didn't send the lighter very far. By the time anyone noticed it, it had already hit the ground and gone out. That player saw the flash of light, but never got a chance to figure out what it was.
What's going on?
The players who were still in the dark kept asking questions when a roar tore through the sky above. The heat-seeking missiles came howling in.
Holy shit!
Someone shouted, and the group began to lose their composure. This heat-seeking missile only works if you know where the lighter was thrown. But we never saw the lighter, so where the hell did the missile land? No one had a clue. Suddenly, nobody knew which way to run.
Everyone, don't move.
The player who'd spotted the light earlier finally pieced it together. That was the heat-seeking missile's guidance flare the other side had thrown. But how the hell had they aimed it so badly? No time to dwell on it. He knew that as long as everyone stayed still, this missile wouldn't hurt a soul. But at a time like this, the last thing you should ever shout is "don't move." Even pointing them in a completely useless direction, just getting them to move at all, would have been far more convincing. Shouting "don't move" at a time like this was bound to raise suspicion, especially when multiple guilds were involved, with zero trust between them. So that shout? It only made the other guilds scramble even harder. 3 of them were already diving straight for where the missiles were about to land.
Serves them right.
This player took one look at the situation and, seeing that these people wouldn't listen to him, felt more schadenfreude than concern for the 3 players diving toward the missile's impact point. By the time those 3 realized they probably shouldn't have moved, the missile was already screaming down over their heads. They scrambled to dodge, but the warhead had already slammed into the ground, kicking up a mushroom cloud. The blast wave sent all three flying. One of them got hung up on a tree branch, couldn't climb up, couldn't get down. Awkward as hell.
First and second squads, check over there.
At that point, someone else spoke up. Since this was a joint operation, they'd formed a single party with a unified command. Whoever was party leader gave the orders. And because leadership rotated, every faction got their turn. No one was losing out, so there wasn't much point arguing over it. The first squad leader, by default the party leader, gave the order and led the charge himself, taking the second squad with him. Both squads, 20 men in total, rushed toward that direction, weapons at the ready. They pushed through the mushroom cloud of the explosion, determined to flush out their opponent. But they hadn't noticed a beam of light descending from the sky, hidden by the mushroom cloud. It was a bold move. Launching such a powerful skill, they'd gambled on the enemy charging over to investigate. So he fired it off ahead of time, hiding it behind the mushroom cloud. If no one had come to check, that ultimate move would have been a complete waste. But now, the cannon-like satellite ray blasted straight down. Those caught in its path had no time to dodge. They were struck from head to toe. The other players, shocked and panicked, scrambled out of the way. The satellite beam spun, splitting into several smaller rays. Someone was still manually controlling it. Ignoring the preset path, these smaller beams seemed random, but they chased the players' escape routes, determined to shoot them down.
Third squad, flank from both sides. The rest of you sweep the perimeter.
The guild leader barked out another order. The 8 guilds scattered like a tide. Wei Chen, already lying in ambush on one flank, didn't need Ye Shu's signal to see this was a golden opportunity. They wanted to test their strength, then he'd make sure they never made it back.
Everyone, get ready.
Wei Chen gave the order in the team channel, his gaze locked on the group charging straight toward them.
The moment they show their faces, take them out.
After saying this, Wei Chen observed for a moment, then spoke again.
1, 2, 3.
There's someone here.
The moment Wei Chen finished saying 3, the other side spotted Windward Formation's half-hidden head peeking out from behind the tree. They were clearly too close now to stay concealed. But Wei Chen was crafty. He timed it to perfection. The moment he finished saying 3, he barked out a single word, "Go." 20 men burst from their hiding spots, each unleashing their strongest attack while hurling their favorite curses. In an instant, the dazed forest rang with a chorus of profanity as a clean AoE sweep was completed. Though Wei Chen and his 20-odd men were nowhere near their level 70 prime, their combined strike was still enough to take down the one they had surrounded. That single wave of attacks had already drawn the attention of several people on the other side. They looked over and saw that familiar name again. Wasn't this the very ID that had recently been added to their guild's bounty list? Legend had it, he'd pick off their guild members one by one, hitting stragglers wherever they wandered alone. What, did they suddenly go blind today, picking a fight with this crew?
Heads up, it's Lord Grimm coming to the rescue. Hold your positions. Don't break formation.
Fortunately, the shift leader at the time had a clear head and instantly figured out the opponent's intentions. But just as the words faded, the satellite beam's radiance receded, and everyone was astonished to see Lord Grimm making a flashy entrance amidst that bold light. He had already escaped several body lengths away.